In a bold and unprecedented move, the Trump administration has set its sights on Russia's powerful energy sector, announcing sweeping new sanctions specifically targeting two of the country's oil giants, Rosneft and Lukoil. These companies are not only major players in the global oil market, but also crucial sources of revenue for the Russian government. The primary goal of these sanctions is to ramp up pressure on the Kremlin, with the hope of forcing Russian leadership to reconsider its military actions and ultimately push for a ceasefire in Ukraine. The move comes amid escalating tensions and ongoing conflict in the region. By restricting Rosneft and Lukoil's access to international financial markets and technology, the sanctions are designed to severely limit Russia's ability to export oil, which is a cornerstone of its economy. As a result, Russia's oil revenue is expected to take a significant hit, further straining its war chest. The European Union, already working to reduce its dependence on Russian energy, has welcomed these measures. The sanctions are expected to accelerate Europe's shift towards alternative energy sources, while simultaneously increasing the economic pressure on Moscow and complicating its ability to fund the ongoing war effort. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has publicly welcomed the sanctions, describing them as a necessary step in the international response to Russian aggression. However, he continues to urge the global community to take even stronger action to ensure lasting peace and security for Ukraine. Around the world, there is hope that these sanctions will be part of a broader, sustained campaign to end the conflict. Diplomats and activists alike are calling for continued pressure and renewed efforts at peace talks to bring about a resolution. Ultimately, this marks a decisive and historic shift in U.S. policy towards Russia, signaling a new era of confrontation and international resolve in response to the crisis in Ukraine. Putin dismisses U.S. sanctions as ineffective, asserting that they will not deter Russia's strategic goals or its economic stability. He emphasizes that Russia has faced and overcome similar challenges in the past, and this time will be no different, projecting national pride and resolve. The Russian people are encouraged to stand firm and united, showcasing their resilience and unwavering support for their leadership. He insists Russia won't yield to external pressure, framing sanctions as an attack on sovereignty. Putin argues that these measures are not just economic but also political, aimed at undermining Russia's independence and global influence. Kremlin spokesperson Peskov emphasizes mitigating economic impacts while maintaining strategic goals. He outlines the government's plans to support key industries and protect the economy from external shocks. Trump adopts a wait-and-see approach, suggesting the sanctions' true impact will unfold over time. He indicates that the U.S. is prepared to adjust its strategy based on how Russia responds. Putin's rhetoric aims to rally domestic support and portray Russia as besieged by the West. He calls for national unity and resilience, painting a picture of a strong nation standing up against external adversaries. The Kremlin bets on resilience and alternative markets to withstand Western pressure. Efforts are being made to diversify trade partnerships and reduce dependency on Western economies. This sets the stage for a prolonged economic standoff. Russia is preparing for a long-term strategy to counteract the sanctions and maintain economic stability. The narrative of defiance strengthens Putin's position domestically and internationally. By presenting Russia as a resilient and sovereign nation, Putin aims to solidify his leadership and garner support both at home and abroad. The latest round of U.S. sanctions sends shockwaves through the global energy markets, creating uncertainty and volatility across continents. Oil traders and analysts scramble to assess the impact, as governments and corporations brace for rapid changes in supply and demand. The world watches closely, knowing that energy prices affect everything from transportation to food costs. Almost immediately, crude oil prices surge by 5%, reflecting fears of tighter supplies and potential disruptions in major trade routes. The spike triggers a flurry of activity on trading floors, with investors recalibrating their strategies in real time. China and India, two of Russia's most important energy partners, suddenly pause new oil purchases. Their leaders weigh the risks of violating U.S. secondary sanctions, which could jeopardize their own financial systems and global trade relationships. This cautious approach signals a significant shift in the dynamics of Asian energy markets. As a result, Russia's ambitious strategy to redirect its energy exports eastward faces unexpected obstacles. Tankers sit idle, and pipelines operate below capacity, threatening Moscow's revenue streams and long-term plans. Meanwhile, the European Union unveils its toughest sanctions package yet, targeting not only Russian banks but also the core of Russia's energy revenues. These measures are designed to further isolate Moscow financially and cut off vital funding for its government. With mounting pressure from both Western and Asian powers, Russia finds itself more isolated than ever before. The country's options for economic partnerships and energy exports are shrinking rapidly. The Kremlin now faces a critical challenge, sustaining its war effort while its economy falters. The ruble weakens, and internal debates intensify over how to respond to the growing crisis. In the months ahead, Russia's resilience and ability to adapt will be tested as never before, with the world watching to see how the nation navigates this unprecedented storm. Putin warns against U.S. supplying Ukraine with long-range missiles, threatening severe retaliation. This escalation links economic sanctions to military tensions, deterring Western support for Ukraine. A NATO airspace violation by Russian aircraft underscores regional tensions. Putin's dual strategy of economic defiance and military threats aims to raise the stakes for the West. The U.S. and allies face a dilemma: support Ukraine or risk broader conflict with Russia. The situation remains volatile, with high stakes for global security. Sanctions lead to a diplomatic breakdown, with Trump canceling a summit with Putin. The Kremlin frames it as a postponement, hoping for future engagement. Back-channel talks continue, recognizing the need to manage the crisis. The geopolitical confrontation forces nations to navigate a polarized landscape. The U.S. bets on economic pressure, while Russia doubles down on military objectives. The future promises economic strain for Russia and heightened military risks. Decisions in the coming months will shape the international order for years.